On this edition of Serio Cooks, it's another one of those I'm missing Tampa kind of nights. So we're gonna make our own empanadas. We're gonna start with 2 cups of flour and a teaspoon of salt in our food processor. I buzzed the flour and salt for just a couple of seconds to get everything mixed up real nice and well. Now I'm gonna add 1/4 pound plus 2 tablespoons of butter that I've cut up into little tiny cubes. Now we're gonna buzz this until they turn into little pea-sized balls. Now I'm gonna add 1/3 of a cup of ice cold water to this. And it all came together to form a nice ball of dough. I'm gonna cover this and set this off to the side. All right, let's get started on the filling. I've got 2 tablespoons of oil down in the bottom of my deep pan. By the way, here are my cast of characters of what's going into the filling. There are raisins, there's peppers, there's some green olives, garlic, onion, and ground beef. So let's get started here. Over medium heat, I'm gonna cook up my red peppers and my onions first. I'm not gonna cook them all the way through. I just wanna get them lightly browned on the onions. By the way, this is one of those recipes that works really well with the Precision Induction Cooktop from New Wave. You can find it on our website at foodnationradio.com. I love it because of the temperature control. I can set it exactly where I want it to be so that it cooks the onions and peppers perfectly. If you don't have one, get one, foodnationradio.com. It's time to add some spices. I've got cumin, I've got paprika, I've got cayenne, and oregano. All right, to my onion and pepper and spices, I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of chicken stock. To that, I'm gonna add my ground beef and my minced garlic, and I'm gonna bring this to a boil. And you see I'm starting to get a boil there. My ground beef, by the way, I pre-cooked it and I ran it through my little mini food processor, so I don't have any big chunks. It's all nice and ground perfectly for this. Recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of sugar. I use the Madhava organic coconut sugar. It's great in something like this. And also a couple of shots of black pepper as well. I'm gonna lower the temperature and just let this simmer for about 20-25 minutes until all that water, all that chicken stock is boiled off. All right, so all this time my dough's been resting. I'm gonna roll this out and let's make the crust for the empanadas. All right, I've rolled my dough out from the inside out, and it's about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch thick. That's all you want. I'm gonna use one of Elizabeth's cookie cutter things, or I guess she uses this for English muffins as well, to cut out the empanada crusts out of the dough. And these are gonna be the mini size, so this is the perfect size for this. All right, so there's my crust all rolled out. It made a dozen, plus 1, baker's dozen of these mini empanadas. My filling's ready. Let's put this all together. It's assembly time. So there's my filling. The only thing I added to that was a 1/2 cup of raisins just before all the water evaporated out of it so that the raisins would be nice and moist. There's an egg wash to hold everything together. Olives, green olives to go on top, and of course, there are my crusts with my fork that I'm going to use to pinch them down. Here we go. I'm going to put a couple of teaspoons of the filling on top of the empanada crust. I've added a couple of half olives to the top of that with the pimentos, and then I'm going to brush a little bit of egg wash around the edge and then fold it over. Then I'll use the fork to seal it all down. I'm a big fan of Henry Ford, so I do things kind of in an assembly line process, and doesn't that look good? And oh my gosh, that meat, that filling smells so good. All right, yeah, okay, let's get them on the pan and let's get these things cooking. And there we are, they're all on my silpat, on the pan, ready to go in the 400-degree oven for about, I don't know, we'll figure it out when we're done, how many minutes it takes to cook. All right, so 25 minutes later, my mini empanadas are out of the oven. Let's cut one of these guys open. And there you go. Oh, I cannot wait to bite into this. The crust is like a pie crust, and the filling smells so good. The cumin just brings this all to life. Recipes up on foodnationradio.com. I'm Michael Serio. Thanks for watching. Let's eat.